stands for Science on a Sphere. I meant to look up before I came the current number, but there's only like 60 of these in the world. The next one closest that I know of is the Lawrence Hall of Science. That was the first one I had been to. Now, that's a neat thing. And when I found out it was here, I was like, oh, that's so close. Now, while you look at this, the Earth is not spinning. There's actually 4 projectors, and those 4 projectors are projecting the information and causing it to look like it's spinning. But it's actually not, it's all light. And I can project, all sorts of different things that are related to the Earth, but also related to the different planets. And at the end, I threw a few things on there on different planets. Okay, just real quick about to get the extra credit, you've already turned in your hold harmless form. And then what you need to do is just write a 1 short paragraph of something you did here, liked, or something like this short. And then you also need to attach your receipt. And some of you said they weren't down there on the way out. They're in that blue cage area. So you can go in there and pay, get your receipt. Okay, you guys, so make sure you do that. And also I hope that you came early and got to do some of the things downstairs, because this is a wonderful place to have. Make sure you sign in. I think you guys sign in. And if you have other family members or children or something, take the opportunity to bring them here. It's been several times that this place has gotten that close to being closed down. So that's why they actually appreciate having us here, where you each pay $5. Okay, I wouldn't recommend that you sit over there, because everything I'm going to talk about is like right next to you. All right, this one they just call the big blue marble. I'll show you, that's what the Earth looks like from space. All right, this one's actually a new one that I just saw there today, so I put it in there. And this is showing you what the ocean floor looks like. Please sign in. What the ocean floor looks like, and you can see the ocean floor is just not a flat, smooth thing. Those of you in Geography 1 should already know that. And Geography 2, maybe not. And the Earth's crust is made up of bits and pieces, kind of like a cracked eggshell, and those cracked eggshells are moving, causing the ocean floor to crease and crinkle and crack and break. And you can see all those things here. Now, for example, if you look here, yeah, you really need to sit kind of towards this way. Look at Hawaii. And our pointer, I had a pointer in the battery ran out. Okay, but here's Hawaii, and look at the Hawaiian Islands you're used to seeing, just for that little bit right here. But there's actually a whole line that goes up and up all the way up to the Alaskan Trench right there. And what has happened is, we're going to say what we call a hot spot. Those of you in Geography 1, I don't know that where magma is coming up and it makes a volcano, but then the Earth's crust moves, and that makes a new volcano. Now it moves, makes a new volcano. It's like a conveyor belt. All of those islands, which now most have eroded where they're underwater, but they're still there, and it was all created through that. So that's some of the evidence. It wasn't until the 1960s that they were able to accurately map the ocean floor. At that point is when they really got a grasp on what we now call plate tectonics, understanding how the continents have moved and how they continue to move and why we have earthquakes and volcanoes. So mapping the ocean floor has been a big help on that. If we go to Indonesia, and I am not a wee aficionado, so I'm not really good at it. I don't play wee, sorry. This is a wee. Okay. Over here, you have the trench right here that goes on the long side of Indonesia. Some of the biggest and most catastrophic earthquakes that have happened on that trench. That is where one plate's diving under the other. And that's one of the deepest places on Earth. And in fact, just recently, there's been some very large earthquakes in that area due to the movement of that within that trench. Another interesting place that you can see by looking at this is we actually have the formation of a new ocean. And if you look at how between Saudi Arabia and Africa, and you can see that coming down, and then if you look carefully, there's kind of a string of lakes that all come down. That whole part is splitting away from the rest of Africa. As that opens up, it'll eventually become a new ocean. Madagascar down here is just like the first part that split away. But that is continuing to go on. And here we have the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and it looks more like stretch marks. And what's happening is the ocean floor is pulling apart. It's pulling apart. And a part of that, we have Iceland. And here you have Iceland next to Greenland there. And if you follow those stretch marks up, there's Iceland. The middle of Iceland is actually splitting apart and getting bigger. Iceland's one of those countries actually getting bigger. That rocks are actually hot in the middle. So it comes up, pulls apart, comes up, pulls apart. And that's why they occasionally have the volcanic eruptions that disrupt the air travel in Europe. So again, you can just look at this and see a lot of different things. Here. Okay, here we have North America. You go up to Alaska and see there's that big arc. Kind of reminds me of a smiley face. That's where the Pacific plate is diving into destruction underneath that part of Aleutian Islands, is what it is. The 1964 earthquake that affected that area, that actually created the tsunami that demolished Crescent City, California. But that was where it dove underneath, 9.1, 9.2, depending on sources, was the size of the earthquake. That is also where, in about 80 million years, Los Angeles will dive to destruction, but I wouldn't worry about it in the near future. Okay. If you have questions as you go along, please ask. Okay, here's showing what it looks like. The Earth looks like day and night as we go through here. And we're going to wait for the night to come back. But you can tell a lot about the development of an area based on the amount of light if you have at night. So if you look here, South America, or the lack of lights in South America. You can definitely tell where the population is located. In Geography 2, we're going to start working on this on Friday. Where's the population of South America located? Anybody from Geography? They're mostly along the coast. So people live mostly along the coast. And if you compare that, look at North America. Too many areas that are dark. A little bit in the west, some of the desert areas, you have a little less. Who's that? Now let's see if we can get Europe. Europe is pretty much just lit up. Yeah, Europe is a funny looking shape. But then compare that to Africa. In Africa, it's almost nothing in Africa. And so you can tell